Welcome to the bone-chilling world of the haunted ship Queen Mary. In this video, we'll explore the hair-raising stories of paranormal activity reported on board this historic vessel. From blood-curdling screams to ghostly apparitions and phantom footsteps, the Queen Mary has long been known as one of the scariest places on Earth. Join us on this frightening journey as we delve into this legendary ship's dark history and eerie mystery. Are you brave enough to face the evil spirits that haunt the Queen Mary? Before we begin, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notifications. Let's start by learning about the Queen Mary ship's history. According to legend, the board of directors at Cunard initially wanted to name the ship Queen Victoria, following the naming tradition of other Cunard ships, such as Mauretania, Aquitania, and Berengaria. The Cunard directors followed protocol and sought King George's approval of the proposed name, stating they intended to name the ship after England's greatest queen, Queen Victoria, the King's grandmother. The ship was once a celebrated ocean liner that travelled the deep seas from the 1930s to the 1960s. It is now famous for its ghostly guests. Tourists often visit the ship to learn about its rich history and to experience the paranormal activity that supposedly occurs on board. The ship was luxurious, featuring top-of-the-line amenities like elegant dining areas, refreshing pools, daily radio broadcasts, a dog kennel, a children's nursery, and a fully equipped hospital. Moreover, it was a speedy ship, capable of reaching a top speed of 32 knots and making the journey from England to New York in just 4 days. The ship's parent company, Cunard White Star Line, was in dire need of success after Cunard's bankruptcy during the Great Depression, and the scars left by the Titanic and Britannic on the White Star Line. Queen Mary was their last hope, which was a turning point in their fortunes. The RMS Queen Mary became the undisputed leader in sea travel, holding the blue ribbon from 1938 to 1952 and attracting celebrities, politicians, and even royalty. However, the world was in a state of disruption. With the rise of World War II, the Queen Mary ship, once a symbol of luxury, was transformed into a military transport, carrying thousands of soldiers across the globe. Its history had taken a dark turn as reports of ghostly sightings in its rooms, pools, and hallways began to surface. Death aboard the ship Queen Mary. Now let's discuss the horrible deaths that took place on the ship. Throughout Queen Mary's voyage, at least 47 individuals died. For example, during an emergency drill, a young crew member, John Pedder, was accidentally crushed by a door. Another person died after consuming gin, which was apparently a cleaning solution. The rest passed away naturally. At least that's what the official documents state. Legend has it that the Queen Mary was the site of countless tragic deaths before it was decommissioned. It's even been rumored that Adolf Hitler promised a $250,000 bounty to anyone who could sink the boat. Despite the ship's efficiency, it had to pay a steep price. During the war, Queen Mary was frequently overloaded with 15,000 soldiers crammed into areas meant for just 2,200 passengers. Once a symbol of grandeur and luxury, was transformed into a haunting vision of its former self while transporting soldiers. The once bright furnishings were gone, replaced by a dreary grey, and the portholes were sealed shut, trapping passengers in darkness. These changes earned her the nickname Grey Ghost. The chef's death. Here is another blood-curdling story that took place aboard the ship. In the summer, soldiers alternated between sleeping in bunks below deck and sleeping shoulder to shoulder above deck. The cabins were oppressively hot since there was no breeze. Heat stroke claimed the lives of many soldiers. Others left the ship. Not only that, but according to legend, the employees also experienced mental instability. One particularly horrifying tale claims that the galley crew imprisoned the ship's chef in his own oven one night and cooked him alive. Despite the lack of documents regarding the chef's passing, there is strong evidence that Mary was to blame for the deaths of over 300 men. Queen Mary's crash. Another horrible thing that happened to the ship was its notorious accident. It collided with a considerably smaller cruiser, HMS Curacao, in October 1942 as they were escorting each other near the Irish coast. The 82,000-ton ship made a mistake and rammed into the Curacao when it was zigzagging in front of the Mary to deflect any prospective missile attacks, shattering it in two. The crew lost members instantly. Others died by drowning in the deep cold water. Despite the 329 lives lost, Mary chose not to rescue the men and left them to drown in the never-ending ocean. This truth was kept hidden until the war ended 3 years later. Later, following a 10-month renovation, the ship was restored to its former luxury and elegance, yet the past tragedies could not be erased. Despite its lavish decor, the Queen Mary remained a haunted ship. The spirit of Stateroom B340. Next, it's time to delve into the most notorious entity that's hopelessly plaguing the ship. It is said that many spirits call this ship their home, but none are quite as terrifying as the one that haunts Stateroom B340. The paranormal activity in that room is so frequent and intense that even the bravest crew members refuse to enter it. Countless tales surround the essence of the spirit haunting the room, but one story stands out: the mysterious death of a third-class passenger named Walter J. Adamson in 1948. Some believe his ghost is responsible for the haunting, while others fear he is a victim of the entity's wrath. The thought of encountering this evil presence is enough to send shivers down the spine of even the most fearless souls. Yet another legend holds that the B340 is haunted by a student who was locked in his third classroom in the 1960s after he allegedly murdered 2 female students. He began pounding on the door throughout the night, shouting for the guard to enter because he believed someone else was in the room with him. Later, his horrifying, deformed body was found when the crew arrived and knocked on the door early in the morning. His body lay there helplessly. However, these were not the only paranormal occurrences that happened in the rooms. When the ship was withdrawn in 1967, 3 third-class cabins were combined to produce one larger hotel room. Visitors soon began describing unusual experiences. One woman claimed that her bed covers were pulled off in the middle of the night, waking her up. Then she saw a man standing over the foot of the bed. Others reported hearing phantom voices and their faucets starting up on their own. Since the ship garnered so many unfavorable reviews during the 1970s, B340 was off limits to the general public for over 30 years. After much thinking, Cunard decided to sell the ship to the city of Long Beach. Then the ship was reopened in 2018 as a haunted attraction. Other ghostly locations in the ship are the boiler room number 4, the former first-class swimming pool, and the entryway where John Petter sadly died during a drill. It is common to see Petter's ghost wearing blue coveralls as he occasionally follows people while whistling as though to warn them. Sometimes Petter may inquire of the visitors if they have seen his wrench. However, when they turn back to see him, he disappears. Due to these occurrences, the Queen Mary is now known as the most haunted ship in the world. Even in broad daylight, Mary still exudes a sinister aura. As tourists enter the ship, they might experience the same exhilaration that swept over passengers the day it was launched. The beautiful RMS Queen Mary had been cursed by battle, and neither time nor reconstruction can bury its sinister secrets. Recent encounters. Since the Queen Mary ship reopened, tourists have reported many sightings of paranormal activity. Over 150 ghosts have been reported, and the frequency of sightings indicates that there may be some truth to these claims. Visitors have experienced extreme temperature changes in some regions of the ship, including the second-class pool, haunted stateroom, shaft alley, and adjacent bathroom. And that is a wrap for the hauntings aboard the ship Queen Mary. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, there is no denying the countless reports of strange occurrences and unexplained phenomena that have taken place on this historic vessel. From ghostly apparitions to disembodied voices, the Queen Mary has undoubtedly earned its reputation as one of the most haunted places in the world. So, if you're looking for a spine-tingling experience that will send shivers down your spine, the Queen Mary is worth exploring. Just keep your wits about you, as you never know what might lurk in the shadows. That's all we have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can bring you more haunting stories. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the following video.